Here are the three fundamental elements, tools for the New World Order. Imagine a world where everybody possesses a digital ID, a smartphone, and a bank account. This is where our world today is heading, and these are the three fundamental elements for one world religion. I am Jericho for Truth in Bible Prophecy. Kindly like and share this prophetic update to all. What is a digital ID and how is it different from the physical ID and why you should be concerned? Digital identity is a digital way of proving that you are you. In other words, digital ID is a digital version of the physical IDs that many of us have. That a national ID card, a health card, driver's license, or passport like physical IDs. A digital ID is issued or accredited by the government and requires basic biometric information, includes any physical attributes that are unique to use, such as your face, your fingerprint, your iris, the colored part of the eye. Your national ID, your health card, your driver's license, your passport, and even your bank card are rolled into one.
What are the tools of the new world? Everybody should have a digital ID, everybody should have a bank account, everybody should have a smartphone.
Okay.
Then anything can be done. Everything else is built on that.
Because we were talking about this before we came onto the panel. The three basic things: a smartphone, a bank account, and a digital ID.
Yes.
That's where every nation...
In India, it's been named by the Prime Minister the JAM Trinity. Jandan, which is the bank account, Aadhaar, the ID, and mobile.
While digital ID systems are only just starting to be rolled out, the research and development so far suggests that your digital ID will be connected to absolutely everything. It'll be linked to the assets you own. It'll be integrated into voting systems, and it could even be required to access the internet. However, it should be clear by now that digital ID systems have the power to become more evil than anything. Besides making changes to your actual digital ID, the government or private company would have the power to prevent you from purchasing goods or accessing services. In short, a digital ID system would be one of the total top-down control with no escape. And it's a system that every single country will be rolling out in the coming months and years. Who proposed the digital ID system? And what is their agenda behind this proposal? Why do they need such control over you and me? The source of the push for the digital ID? The answer is the United Nations. The United Nations is very keen to introduce a global digital ID system that is linked to individuals of bank accounts. The UN considers the digital IDs as one of their vehicles to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. United Nations proposes the digital ID system tied to the bank accounts and mobile payment platforms. But who is really hungry for global control? And who made a move in monitoring all people on planet Earth? The World Economic Forum.
We're about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights.
The proposal follows a move by the World Economic Forum to explore systems that will track and verify human identities using biometrics. World Economic Forum reports admits digital IDs could be used for surveillance and persecution. The World Economic Forum has emitted in a new report that digital IDs are inclusionary by nature and can facilitate the identification, surveillance, and persecutions of individuals or groups. Those who will resist complying with the policies of the New World Order or refuse to accept the mark of the beast will be excluded from accessing some benefits. This digital ID can be used as surveillance tool to coerce individuals into modifying their behavior. The World Economic Forum says the benefits of a cashless society. We're shifting towards a cashless society with potential for enormous socio-economic benefits for both developed and developing countries. We are nearing home, friends, and the signs of the times are all around us. The mark of the beast is coming, but the seal of God will be given to those who have taken Jesus in their hearts and made him the real treasure of their lives. They will throw their silver into the streets and their gold will be threatened as a thing unclean. Their silver and gold will not be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. It will not satisfy hunger or fill their stomachs, for it has caused them to stumble into sin. The completeness of the coming judgment meant that it would also affect both rich and poor. So don't let your possessions possess you. I remember Judas. He threw away his wages of wickedness. Matthew 27 verse 3. When Judas, who betrayed him, saw that Jesus was condemned, he was seized with remorse and returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders. Business slowdown, decreasing profits, massive layoffs and joblessness, the bursting of the housing bubble, thousands of foreclosure, personal and business bankruptcy, bank failures, investment company collapses, the loss of retirement funds, and the social ills and unrest that go with the downturn. God is sovereign over these things. He foresees them all. He causes and permits them all. And when He causes or permits something, He does so with purpose and design. Proverbs 19 verse 21. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is purpose of the Lord that will stand. Isaiah 46 verse 10. The Lord declares the end from the beginning, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will accomplish all my purpose. How does the mark of the beast relate to buying and selling? References in Scripture to the hand and forehead refer to a deeper issue of choice in the minds and actions. It's a Bible principle. The issue is not a barcode on your forehead. When you look into the Bible, it says repeatedly through the 5 books of Moses, in the hand and in the forehead. It talks about the covenant being in the hand and in the forehead, and it was 100% always symbolic of the time. It's not a literal stamp in the forehead or in the hand, because now we keep in mind, it also says that God's people have the seal of God and their Father's name in their forehead. Economic sanctions are being used right now to control buying and selling for countries that don't cooperate. That's one thing that we're seeing that we've never seen before. And individually, we may end up with some sort of a super card where if you're not worshiping the way and the day they tell you, you can't buy or sell. This is my personal Christian insight. As my favorite hymn says, Lord, I care not for riches. They can have the world, but give us Jesus. The main purpose of Bible prophecy, dear friends, is for us to totally surrender to Jesus Christ and live by faith, obeying the 10 commandments of Jesus. The issue in the final days is, who will you worship? Jesus, which is the Lord of the Sabbath, or the Antichrist with his counterfeit green Sabbath? Revelation 2 verse 10 says, Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. There will be a moment of pain, yes, but only for a moment, and then we will spend eternity with Jesus Christ. Decision time, dear friends. Kindly type in the comment section, I will receive the crown of life. Thank you, dear friends. Jesus knows his sheep by name, and we should know Jesus and proclaim truth in Bible prophecy.